Alright, we're going to see about adding some detail to this and making it look good. If we go over here to the front image, we can see we have a disc tray right there. We also got this little button right there. We've got these lines in the that are actually built into the plastic right there of the object. What we need to do is pretty much imitate that. So here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to go to edge mode. I'm going to select all these edges in here. I'm going to go back to my perspective view. I also need to select this edge right there and this edge in that inside corner. Once I have those edges selected, I'm going to go to the connect tool. I'm going to make, let me go to the front view here. Move this out of the way. Okay, so how many of these lines do I need? I'm going to need one for the top of the CD tray and one for the bottom. So that's 2 right there automatically. So let's make it 2 segments. Then I'm going to need one for right here, this big line that goes right there. So I need another one, 3. I need another one for the top of this object right here. Okay, so I'm going to need 4. I'm going to need a 5th and a 6th one over here. Basically for this area, I guess that's where a floppy drive or something would go. So I'm going to need about 6. Okay, so I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to select this edge, and let me go to my perspective view. I want to show you something real quick. If I select this edge, and I need to select all those edges, don't just go in here and select all these edges one by one. Let's do this the fast way. Select one of these edges, hit the loop button over here in the modify panel, and there you go. Select the entire loop of edges for you. Okay? So I'm going to move this up to about maybe right there. I'm going to grab this loop that's down here. Move that to about right here. Okay? I'm going to take this loop right here. I'm going to move it to about the middle right there, that big thick line is. I'm going to take this loop right here and move this to about right there. I'm going to take this loop right here, move this to about the top here of this little detail area. And I'm going to take this bottom loop, and I'm going to put this one about right here. About right there looks pretty good. I'm going to go to about maybe, I don't know, I guess right there is fine. So, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create the CD tray area. What I'm going to do is select this edge and that edge, select this edge and that edge right there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the connect tool, and I'm going to make 1 segment right there. I don't want 6, just 1, and hit OK. Now I have myself these polygons right here. If I go to my perspective view, you can see the polygons that I have selected. Okay. With those polygons selected, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the inset tool. And let's go to the options. We want to inset this a small amount, something like this, about maybe, I don't know, about 1. 1.0 looks pretty good. And I'm going to hit OK. And if I go to my perspective view, it's going to end up giving me something like this. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select this loop right here. Let me see what else I want to select. I'm going to also select this one down here. Select that loop as well. And that looks pretty good to me. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the chamfer tool. And obviously that chamfer is no good. So I'm going to set that to about 1, and for the connect edge segments here, I'm going to set that to 1. Now the amount of chamfer is too much at the moment, so I'm going to reduce it. So 0.5 looks pretty good. I'm going to make sure I hit the check mark there to hit OK. And next thing I'm going to do is go to polygon mode, and I'm going to select all of these polygons that are right here that make up the area where the little floppy disk area goes. And I'm going to go to inset, and it's going to remember the previous options that I used for the disk tray. And I'm going to hit OK. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go to edge mode, and I'm going to select all of these edges. I'm going to select those edges on the inside right there. Make sure that's all I have selected. I'm going to make a connection right there, 1. I'm going to go back over here to this view, and I'm going to move this up a little bit closer, something like that. Looks pretty good. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create some detail. I'm going to go to polygon mode, and I want to select all of the polygons that go on the outside of this. Now, normally it'd be difficult to select this because you'd have to go, one by one, which really wouldn't be very good. If we could select a loop of polygons, that'd be great, but in polygon mode, the loop button is grayed out, and so is the ring button. So what we can do is use the modeling ribbon. That's where it comes to the rescue. So select 2 of these polygons, and then I'm going to come over here to modify selection, and I'm going to hit loop. And that's going to select the entire loop of polygons and make my life easier. I'm also going to select these 2 polygons there, maybe those 2 there, those 2 there. I'm going to see if I can select that loop without confusing 3ds Max, and it did. Perfect. I'm going to maybe select those 2 right there, and I'm going to select also the loop right there. Perfect. So I've got all of those polygons selected. With all of those polygons selected, it's very simple. I'm going to go to the quad menu, go to the extrude options, and I'm going to extrude this into the object, into the back. Now the amount you want to extrude is really up to you. I'm going to extrude about something like this. Looks pretty good. I'm just going visually here with my eyes. That looks pretty good. I'm going to hit the check mark. Now if I hit Shift and Q to go ahead and do a quick render of this using the scanline renderer, you can see what I have here. Basically have all these details, basically these lines cut into the model just like it looks in real life in the picture. Okay, those little details make a huge difference when it comes to modeling realism and accuracy in your models in 3ds Max. Alright, so we're done with that. In the next video we're going to continue creating more details and modeling more things out with this object.